We in the cut.
So I guess we're gonna do all of our transitions and corners this week.
Yes, we are going to show you the mysterious places of the high school.
Okay. Well, this is one. There's a door here and there's a door there. And
Yep.
there's a hallway. So.
Yep. There's a few other ones that I know of.
Where does this take you?
It takes you into one of the audions.
Oh yeah, there it is. That's not an audion. That's the auditorium. It's a balcony.
Yeah, one of the balcony things. It's close enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like it's the same thing with gifted. Like there's this cut, and that's where there's all.
Gifted offices.
Yeah, that's where the gifted office is. But we didn't want to take you there because that's really far away.
Stand up like a normal person.
Well, the gifted office is really far away, so we're just gonna pretend that we're at the gifted office. And so there's like all these like papers on the wall, and you like
Sign up for the little seminars and stuff like that.
exactly. But I think it's changing next year.
Yes, it's now a class, and you get credited for it. So I love how as soon as I come to the high school, they get rid of the crediting of gifted, and as soon as I leave, they bring the crediting back.
Yeah, so I don't know what it is. I have a year left, and so I'm gonna have to take it next year.
I'm gonna have to take it next year.
Yeah, but I don't know what to do with my life, so
Yeah, we know. It's okay.
yeah, so I need to,
Maybe gifted will help you change your life.
yeah, maybe Mr. Deneno will really help me out, figure out what I want to do.
I don't think he's qualified to give you that kind of help.
Wow, Breezy, thanks. So we can go check out what's going on with gifted program next year because that's like a big struggle, right?
You're
Yeah, so go check that out. Hi everyone, I'm Ben Detweiler here today with Mr. Deneno to talk about the changes for the gifted program. So how does gifted currently work?
Well, right now, students that are identified as gifted and talented according to state requirements select from monthly choices, seminars and workshops in various subjects. Students are then pulled out of their classes depending on the time and day that they sign up for the workshops.
And how can someone become gifted?
If you want to be part of the gifted program or your mom and dad think you should be part of it, you need to get in touch with your counselor and have them arrange for you to be tested. There are a series of psychological and academic tests that you have to take, plus recommendations from teachers and parents and your parents that go into the mix into a matrix. And if you achieve a certain score on this matrix, you're identified as gifted and you're put in the program. Now, if your IQ comes out to be over 130, you're in the program without any of the other testing.
Okay, and how is the program going to be changing for next year?
Well, next year, we're going to be having gifted classes by grade level. It's going to be gifted seminar 1, 2, 3, and 4 for 9, 10, 11, and 12. And those classes are going to have individual themes like change or the individual in society, different things to focus on depending on where you are in your high school career. You know, ninth graders are going to be focusing on change because they're going to be doing the most change. They're in a new building with new teachers and more students that they haven't seen before. So we're going to focus on that and help them sort of adjust to that. By the time you get to be a senior, your course will include discussions and information on purpose and service. When you move off to college, what will your career be and how will you use that career to serve others? In between, we're going to focus on exploring your interests and discovering who you are in relation to your community and where you see yourself.
And how will the class focus on these different core ideas?
We're going to spend time focusing on literature, movies, plays, kind of the same things we do now, that in the class we'll spend time working on them. Instead of analyzing how a play is constructed the way we do now, we'll focus on the play in terms of the theme of the class. How does this play help us better understand this theme? Or how does this novel best express the ideas that we've been talking about in class? If you're in 11th or 12th grade, we'll do a little bit more than in 9th and 10th on career and college, because that's when you should really start thinking about it.
Okay, and what caused a change in the gifted program?
Well, there was some discussion up at administration about how all of you in the program, and there are roughly 150 students right now at the high school that are identified as gifted, how you get your service. And this class is part of your gifted services. It's how we as a school district help you meet your goals that are written in your individualized education plans or your IEPs. And the district felt that this structure might encourage students who don't otherwise take part in the voluntary sign up for seminars. It'll include them and allow them to work on their goals in a more concrete fashion.
Okay. And I know that the class is one option. What is students' second option?
Well, if you're in 11th and 12th grade, you have the option, because a lot of you take AP classes and many honors classes, you have the option of doing the same sort of work independent study, which would include doing 2 semester-long projects, one during the first 2 marking periods, the second one during the second, the third, and fourth. And that project would involve not necessarily, when I say research, the next word out of in everyone's head is paper, but it's not really a paper. It could be a science project, or doing something like this, like a interview or a television program of some kind that expresses your interest, making a website or creating a movie or something like that. So in the semester, you'll meet with me or with Mr. Baker, the other teacher of the gifted here in the building, and you'll meet 5 or 6 times a marking period to kind of check in, make sure you're meeting deadlines, make sure that you have a focus for what you're doing, and that's how you'll get your grade. You know, by the way, all of these courses are graded now. All the gifted courses, the independent study, and the regular classes, students will receive a weighted honors credit for completion and a grade towards their GPA.
Okay. And can non-gifted students take the gifted course?
The standing rule that I received is if a student has been tested already and has missed testing on this matrix I talked about earlier by maybe 1 or 2 points, they are allowed to take part and they're encouraged to test again. If a student missed by more than 1 or 2 points, usually we ask them to be tested again just to see, because things can change. And any of the parents that might be listening to this at home, or any of the students that want to know, you can be tested every school year. It doesn't mean, it's not a one and done thing. If you're tested in 3rd grade and you don't make it, you can't ever be tested again. You can be tested every year for the 12 years you're in school.
Okay. And what are some different choices that students have made in the past, and how can they relate to the class?
Well, you mean as our most popular seminars
Exactly.
and things? Okay. So our most popular seminars are usually film study, drama study, and writer's workshop, things like that. All of those will be incorporated in the class, in that they will be part of the materials that we use to teach the curriculum. Just like if you went to calculus, your calculus textbook is part of the materials that you use to learn the curriculum. We'll use these novels and plays and movies to do the same thing. It's really not going to be a structured class in the sense that a calculus or a science class would be, because it's going to be a lot of discussion, a lot of collaboration, a lot of group work. I personally, as a teacher, do not like to listen to myself talk for 45 minutes. So I encourage, in my classes, I encourage my students to talk to each other, because you all tend to learn better from each other than you ever could from me.
Okay. And is there anything else that you would like to add?
We have, the Gifted program has a website. It's nahsgifted.com. If anybody who's interested and has any questions, if they'd like to go on the site, there'll be information posted. We also will have a table at the Winterfest on March 6th, and anyone who has any questions can call me here at school.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thanks.
I'm Ben Detweiler, and I just talked with Mr. Dineno about the changes in the Gifted program for the next year. Now back to Eagle's Eye.